If we look at the dynamics in Iraq, if the US withdraws, then it leaves Iran and its allies in an awkward position. They may be the dominant power in Iraq. However, they are still facing a mass protest movement from the Iraqis. They are still facing a mass protest movement that is directed at Iran's influence, that is directed at the parliament, that is directed at the government, that is directed at the militias. These protesters, their call has been the same from the outset. In other words, down with the government, down with the parliament, and down with the militias. In other words, disbanding those militias. The death of Qasem Soleimani may have united some of the Iranian factions, but it is unlikely to have united many of the Iraqi factions, as many in Iraq continue to blame both Iran and the US for their current plight, for the current state of the infrastructure, for the lack of electricity, for the lack of basic facilities in many of the areas. And when we look at the protests, in order to make sure that we don't remove the agency from these protests have broken out even in areas that were previously known to be very much pro-Iran. Najaf, Karbala, Al-Basra. These areas where it was predominantly assumed that they welcomed the Iranian influence, these areas have also seen protests. In other words now, Iran cannot point now to another occupier. It cannot try to unite the Iraqis against a common villain. It is now the Iranian allies versus the Iraqi people. And let's see how it all works out.